Hello tubers, I'm working out in the shop. Thought I'd put a video together of what's going on in between my videos and see if you folks like it. Also show you what I'm working on today. Give you a couple updates I guess first here. Throw the camera over there. Let's go take a look out back here. Now in regards to the three-wheeler, I've been doing testing yet on the Cushman. And next week I'll be ordering the parts so we can make that electric. But first I want to do a race between that Yamaha and the Cushman. Electric versus gas. Got to get somebody over here to drive. We'll make something up for that. Here's what I was working on yesterday. Mower deck. I cleaned it out. Put some new blades on. They had sharpened. Weld the heck out of the underneath, and that way all the little critters don't stick to it. But yeah, let's go back inside. Show you what I've been up to here. The official shop mascot lounge area. Now, on the Cushman, I did have one wire wrong on that for how I wired it. This is where you hook it into your desktop to program that module. And I'll show you the story on that quick here. What would happen is there's a linear throttle adjust. I'll give you a screenshot in a second. But anyway, that would lose memory where I'd have it programmed. And this is a little diagram I made up of what I was going to do before I started wiring it. And there was one wire here I had wrong. This was supposed to be on all the time, and I had it on the keyed, and that's why the thing would lose its memory. And the throttle is real touchy at that point. I don't know, just a little bit of update on that. And I tell you what, I'll grab the Cushman, I'll go park it over here, I'll throw it on a desktop, I'll show you. Been real happy with how this is working. I got reverse up here on handlebars now, and also it works for dynamic braking. The regen braking can be controlled on that controller down there, but I'll get it over by the office here, and I'll just give you a quick show of that. Okay, plugged into the controller with the desktop, goes in right down here. So let's go to the office and have a look at things. Well, I don't know what was going on yesterday, but holy telemarketer nuisance calls, like really horrible. But anyway, let's get back to this here. I'll show you what I was doing here. Now, that thing is really touchy on a gas pedal. So what I did is I got this linear curve here where I changed all of that, so it's much more user-friendly. But then I would lose that. Sometimes it wouldn't work, and then that's because I had that one wire wrong that I was just showing you on a diagram. And it's got to be on all the time, that way it retains the memory. Now, they have 3 different modes here for your users, and you can change anything on any one of these, whatever you'd wish. But anyway, that's just a little look at the controller that you can adjust from all tracks for the Cushman. See, now we're in here. Maybe a couple pictures here you folks would find interesting I have under the glass. Some of the other things that I've done in the past. I had a big screen TV that had a problem. Here's my father helping me dig some dirt. I bought this place in '86, and actually that's what the barn used to look like. To get going again, where I had a good business going already, my friends would stop in and help me out, which was very nice. Here's a picture of the barn. The wood pile in Volkswagen wasn't mine, that was previous owners, which eventually went away. And here you can see actually the house in the background here. And then on the barn, this part here I added on, where you got to get the permits for all the stuff anyway. I thought it'd be a good time for doing the add-ons, so you'd have plenty of room for the future. Here's a few creations I built. This was a Fiat rear engine, liquid-cooled car engine, 4-cylinder I had in there, and Volkswagen front end. Of course, whatever you had laying around. And here's my tree fort. Oh, that was really cool. 110 volt wiring, and dimensions were 4 by 12, had a screened-in porch in the end. It was a mulberry tree, perfect for putting a tree fort in to suspend everything. And then there's that other cart that I built, and here it is with the body on it, and I had brake lights and tail lights and all that kind of crap on it. I used to drive it in the parades, and then after that I'd drive all over town, see all my friends. Cops would never give you a hard time about nothing because they think you're on your way home, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so you know we're on pictures. I'll show you a couple more of these here. These are up on my wall board here, and that's that Fiat thing with the Volkswagen front end. There's a good picture of it when it had no body on it at all, so you more so see the workings. And here, this is that other one that I had pictures on in a desk. And at this point here, I had 2 car transmissions in it, 2 3-speeds, so you had 9 gears forward, 3 in reverse. And there's actually a real good picture of what it looked like when I drive it in the parades around town. Now, here's my car that I drove to high school. And of course, where the plug wires were exposed and everything. Somebody always had to loosen a few plug wires and mess with me. You know how that stuff goes. That's a little bit of a look at a few more of the pictures of stuff I've done here. And anyway, yeah, let's go. I'll show you what I'm working on here now today. Call it Velcro Dog. But like I said, last night I started on this project. I want to build a lawnmower blade sharpener for a little more consistency other than just doing them by hand. I grabbed some scrap steels from upstairs. What I'm planning on doing is having it so I can clamp the blade down somehow right here. Plasma cut this area out, and then I want to do some threaded rod or something. Support this guy, and then the slide for the grinder would be on here, and this is going to be mounted onto that. Okay, here's a little follow-up of where this is going. Fired up the old dinosaur plasma cutter, and that thing for a long time now. I just use blocks of wood. They're plenty good for doing this kind of stuff. Okay, we'll finish up our top cut here, and then I gotta go down underneath. But yeah, I always go a little slower. Anytime this kicks back, it really chews up the tips in a hurry. So yeah, and even a while back, you couldn't even hear the fan on that thing anymore. I cleaned it out. Yeah, a lot of putty dust and stuff in there through the years. So it still works though, so that's a good thing. Let's continue here. Finished up a little piece cut underneath here, and oh, that's warm. Yeah. Gee, I wonder why that piece was really warm. Never mind. Now, partway into this project here, I already have an idea for a design change. I was gonna have the grinder on this collar and slide back and forth on the blade here, and I figured you'd get a little bit of tip off of this. But what I didn't like is where you can't get the wheel totally off the blade, and longer would be nice. I did find an actual piece I could use upstairs, because being a holiday you're not going to find one. So as you can see by the white mark, it kind of gives you an idea where this is going now. Yeah, much better. I did that. Well, I have things completed here, so let's go take a quick look here. Show you what I got. What I did was a 1/2-inch bolt, and tighten that down there, and a blade stop right here. And then for the slide on here, I have a stop right here, so you always start in the same position, trying to keep that even. So, and then to adjust the height, I'll probably eventually put some springs or something in between here. But for now, I think it's time to take this thing for a test drive. Okay, here we go. Noise alert. Couple of adjustments here, and then we'll continue. Okay, I slid the stop over a little bit and gave it just a slight turn to cut up in here a little more. See how it works now. Bad. Anyway, I'm going to get my angle checker and let's see where we're at here. Show you this little gadget. It was originally you'd stick it on a carburetor on the butterfly to adjust a choke pull for the angle on that according to the book specs. So we'll zero it out here and we'll flip it to 30. Let's see how close the angle is on the blade here. And we're about 31. I think I can live with that. Anyway, thought I'd show you that. So we'll continue a little more and see how she turns out. Flip it around, do the other side. Pretty good here. And one thing I like about the stop is then you always end up in the same spot on this side here, which makes it a little easier to keep the balance. But yeah, almost done here. Let's finish up. So there we have it, tubers, my lawnmower blade sharpener. Now I'm going to show you something else here too for balancing. What I have here is just a regular bearing, and of course you know where this is going. And I just set it on a bolt here, and then you can check for your balance to see how it is. Thank you for stopping by. By all means, leave a comment. I always read them all. Really appreciate that, and hope to get you back here again. Take care, folks. Well, thought I'd include this. I fired up the big blaster, gave her a quick squirt of paint, and you get to see what the final product looks like. And real happy with how this is working, and it is really fast now. What I came up with was McMaster-CARR gets me stuff literally the next day. Really good service with them. But 20 grit disc here, and they're supposed to last 50% longer. So wanted to include that in case you're interested. Here's a picture of my mother, who was into filming too years back with a 8mm camera. On this creation here, she told me to come up over the top of that hill like you do when you think I'm not home. Where I didn't have a welder, I'd use car batteries, a set of jumper cables, and 7014 rod. Uncle Bob, he was quite the card. I don't know if he's having second thoughts once we started moving.
Now, here's the deal. I'm telling you, when the old ladies come in, you give them extra, 'cause then I got a shot at the bars Friday night.
Yeah, alright, I'll be able to handle it.